Celeste says she was dropped here in the middle of the night by two men in a white van in front of these security gates. She had nothing but the clothes on her back, and she didn't even have her medication. Suburban Express has 4 pickup and drop-off locations on campus, including Alkeld Hall, which is a university building. The school is reviewing its policies to determine if they will potentially restrict where and how the company picks up students. The gravesite of Bob Zupke runs parallel to the 50-yard line of Memorial Stadium. The actual field is named after the man himself. Cub claims they've saved consumers over $20 billion by blocking tax rates, winning refunds, and investigating complaints like these. Schumer said deals like the buy one, get one free are the bread and butter of what make game day profitable. You can find deals like this across campus during homecoming weekend. The student with meningitis lives on the 4th floor of this building. Doctors at McKinley are reaching out to close friends and roommates to determine if anyone else has been infected by the disease. I'm here at the scene of a fatal car accident on US Route 45. A driver heading south veered into the northbound lane of traffic, crashing into a vehicle. The driver heading north was pronounced dead at the scene, while the driver heading south was airlifted to a local hospital.
I do believe that my mother was being taken advantage of.
Veronica Trujillo's 77-year-old mother spent 8 months at a hospital and rehab centers recovering from an open heart surgery. During that time, her house was empty. The ComEd still billed her $600 for electricity. Amparo Trujillo says the electricity bill started increasing right after ComEd installed new smart meters. The Trujillo family's electricity bill spiked 142% the normal rate, all while she was gone.
It just seemed like she was a target of some kind of consumer abuse. And they just kept telling us that it was something that we were doing.
ComEd eventually sent a technician out who said nothing was wrong with the meters. But shortly after, the electricity bill went back to normal. The Citizens Utility Board, or CUB, specializes in helping consumers fight their utility costs. CUB claims they've saved consumers over $20 billion by blocking tax rates, winning refunds, and investigating complaints like these.
If we think that, the customer was wronged, we fight like heck for the customer to get a refund.
CUB is working with ComEd to get some answers and possibly reimbursement for the Trujillo family. But there are no guarantees, and until then, Veronica and her mother had no choice but to fork over $600 to ComEd or risk getting their power shut off. In Chicago, I'm Walker Post, CBS 2.
Oh, wait, you got it.
Unexplained knocking, footsteps, and a feeling of always being watched. I investigated a haunted house in Champaign and experienced things that I can only describe as terrifying.
Did you die in this house?
Communicating with the dead is not how someone spends their typical Sunday. I decided to shadow Champaign-Urbana Paranormal Society's lead investigator, Bob Davies, for a night of ghost hunting.
I've been touched, I've been scratched, I've heard disembodied voices, I've heard disembodied screaming. Things like that just don't bug you anymore.
Davies and his wife are paranormal investigators. The couple was asked by 2 students in Champaign to find out if their house was haunted.
You hear noises and you're like, what was that? You feel a little bit on edge because you feel like someone's either watching you or there's someone in the house.
Tess Strang and her roommate hear footsteps, knocking, and even have felt as if they have been touched by a ghost. Strang showed me the room in the attic that she hates stepping foot in.
So when it was shut and she was like cleaning, it felt like she heard knocking from the inside.
I shot my stand-up in front of the little door that Tess had showed me. And then something happened that I will never forget. God. It was undeniable that I had just experienced a ghost. I ran back downstairs to tell Davies what had happened.
Something, it's not for everybody. People can say they want to be a ghost hunter and do this, but until you have that experience where something happens to you, you don't know if you really can or not.
Davies is absolutely right. Ghost hunting is something that I won't be doing again anytime soon. In Champaign, I'm Walker Post, UI7 News.
Everybody ready to get started? Sure. All right.
For those wanting to learn more about the University of Illinois' history, look no further than the Mount Hope and Roselawn cemeteries. The school hosted a cemetery walking tour that included costumed actors portraying famous deceased alumni. Those people included U of I President Edmund James, unofficial Dean of the African American Students Albert Lee, and the national championship-winning football coach Robert Zupke. Former Vice President of the Alumni Association Joseph Rank acted as Zupke. Rank grew up in Champaign and graduated from U of I in 1969. He believes he's similar to the famous Illinois coach.
Well, I identify with Bob Zupke. He was 5'6", 145 pounds, and never lettered in football. That's me. I tell you, we won 4 national championships and 7 conference championships. But our biggest achievement was building that beautiful stadium over there.
The gravesite of Bob Zuppke runs parallel to the 50-yard line of Memorial Stadium. The actual field is named after the man himself.
Thousands of people come to football games every weekend and they see that Zuppke field at the end and they have no idea who he is.
Coordinator of History and Tradition programs at U of I, Ryan Ross, planned this cemetery walking tour and believes Zuppke would be a popular hit.
Zuppke's really he's a seminal figure in the history of the university, especially the sports history of the university.
On top of the championships, he also invented the huddle, the flea flicker play, and the I formation. In Champaign, I'm Walker Post, UI7 News. In other crime and safety news, the man accused of kidnapping U of I scholar Ying Zhang is expected to appear in court tomorrow. The holidays are coming up, and some people don't want to leave their house to do their shopping. Thousands of people shopped online yesterday in the spirit of Cyber Monday. We'll also take you to Champaign Farm, where visitors are getting a taste of fall with locally made sweet apple cider. Flu season is also here, and many people are getting their flu shots this week. Authorities at the U of I's McKinley Health Center have been holding flu shot clinics nearly every weekday at spots across campus. The university is building a Ferris wheel on the quad in preparation of the U of I's ambitious fundraising campaign. This weekend kicks off a $1 billion fundraising drive and a celebration of the U of I's 150-year mark.
I have always been a fake Christmas tree kind of person.
No, I love the real Christmas tree. I love the smell. I love the act of putting it on the car, strapping it up. There's something really special about a real Christmas tree. Anyways, to be continued. When we come back, we'll check on whether it's going to get colder anytime soon. This week, Illinois football head coach Lovie Smith announced he would not be starting quarterback Chase Crouch. Crouch started every other game for the Illini this season. We'll see if he can get it going for the 2-2 Illini, who are facing off against Big Ten rival Iowa this Saturday at 11 a.m. 28 former Illini were inducted into the Illinois Athletics Hall of Fame's inaugural class this weekend. The former Illini great Dick Butkus was invited to share some words at the ceremony. Other honorees included Jerry Colangelo and Dee Brown. The Illinois women's golf team started off the season strong, coming in at second in the tournament at Idaho last week. UI7's Dorothy Tang explains how the team prepares to be successful in the next tournament. We'll be back next Tuesday for another edition of UI7 News. Have a great night.